tell me about Karate Kid Legends.
Okay, so Karate Kid Legends opens with a scene from Karate Kid 2, where Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi are in Okinawa, and they see a picture of Mr. Miyagi's former leader. This sensei had gone to China at one point and influenced Mr. Han's kung fu club. And that's kind of the base of the story, is that there's these two diverse fighting styles, kung fu and karate, and in the form of Li Feng, played by Ben Wang, they're brought together for him to defeat the bad guy. The story is basically fairly simple. Li and his mother, played by Ming-Na Wen, live in Beijing. Li's brother died because he was in a kung fu competition, and he was murdered by the person he beat afterwards. And the mother said, "I'm done with all this violence. We need to get out of here." And they go to New York because it's the least violent city in the world. Sure. And she gets a new job there and says, "Look, you're gonna grow up, get smart, go to college, but no fighting." And of course, that doesn't last very long. He goes out into the streets of New York, comes across a pizza place run by Victor, played by Joshua Jackson, and Mia, played by a girl. And and she kind of they make a deal. She wants to learn Mandarin, he wants to learn New York. They're gonna make a deal and do it together. Victor is okay. So two things happening. Victor is being his business is threatened by a loan shark, and at the same time, Mia's ex-boyfriend Connor, he's a very violent, mean person, and when he sees Li and Mia together, he immediately beats up Li. So the only thing you can do is have a big battle, and that's where we end up. There's a five bros battle where ultimately Li and Connor meet to hash things out. But because he's so dominant, he needs help. He gets help from Mr. Han, who is the kung fu master that taught him everything he knows. But he needs something extra. He needs that karate influence. And so Mr. Han goes to LA, to Encino, and brings Daniel back to New York to teach him karate. Okay, so let's just break it down. This is not. Oh, go. What
is this as good as Cobra Kai?
You know, it's funny. There is zero mention of Cobra Kai in it. You do not need to have known anything or anyone from Cobra Kai.
Is it standalone?
It's a standalone. Look, there is a post credit cameo that will make all fans go nuts, but that's about it. Look, this is not the Karate Kid of the past, and I will tell you why. There's a reason why the original Karate Kid is a classic and why this one is not a classic. In the first Karate Kid movie, Ralph Macchio plays Daniel LaRusso. He's a normal kid. He moves to LA. He knows nothing about nothing, and he gets beat up. And so he goes to Mr. Miyagi, and Mr. Miyagi teaches him karate. And the reason that works is because Daniel LaRusso is us. You know, we can put ourselves in the shoes of Daniel, because he doesn't know anything, and he trains and trains and trains to ultimately beat Johnny at the end. That's classic storytelling. You want a protagonist that you can see yourself in, that his adventure is your adventure. In this one, Li is already a master kung fu fighter. You know, he's got skills that we don't have. Look, in the original, it was the crane kick. We can do the crane kick, maybe not well, but we could do it. In this one, there's the tiger kick, where he basically leaps into the air, does a flip, and then does a leg kick down onto his opponent.
The Captain
I can't do that.
Basically, the Captain.
Yeah, no one can do that.
Yeah.
Look, having said all that, look, I'm gonna judge this based on Look, Karate Kid 1 and 2, that's my Karate Kid. Everything else I don't care about. I don't consider it part of the canon in my mind, at least. This movie, though, I'll say is meant for a young audience, Gen Z audience, teens, younger. And I think it delivers for that audience. If you're looking for a continuation of the Karate Kid, you're going to be sorely disappointed. There's, this whole idea that Mr. Han and Mr. Miyagi are bound together in some way is just kind of forced writing. We just kind of have to do it to solve the problem of the Jaden Smith Karate Kid. And so, look, the fighting is good. It mimics a lot of the Hong Kong style fighting. You get your nostalgia in Mr. Han and Daniel Son. But Ralph Macchio, it's not like you're getting great character development there. He's there to teach karate. The other good thing is there's romance. There's actual romance in this movie. This is something you don't see in young people movies anymore. The two main characters fall in love. Hey, how's that for a story? The biggest problem I have with this movie is it telegraphs the ending. So you have Connor, who is this dominant fighter, and you had this dragon kick. And spoiler, this happens in the first act. Connor is able to counter the dragon kick, and so they have to figure out a way to counter to kind of set the trap, so to speak. And they work it out in this montage, which tells you, which when I saw that, I'm like, so is this the ending of the movie? Is this the ending of the movie?
And it was.
I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm not going to spoil it. But this is not great storytelling here. In Mission Impossible, he has to go down to the submarine. What did they do? They show a montage of what Tom Cruise has to do to get the source code from the submarine, and it shows it in this really nice package. But that's not how he's going to do it, and the mission is not that easy. And the problem here is it's exactly the way it's planned out. And so you lose all that suspense because how it's going to all end. Mixed bag, but I'll say this. I will recommend it barely, as long as you divorce yourself of your love of the first two movies. And two, this is not for us. It's for a younger audience. It's shot for a younger audience. It's a story told to a younger audience. And that's where it is. So if you have teens who like Cobra Kai, this is a movie they will enjoy. So yeah, Sadie Stanley is the girl's name. And so yeah, mixed review. The reason I recommend it is because I will probably watch this again, and I'm not going to get bored by it. But it's definitely a pale comparison to the original movie. 69.
It's 58% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, critics probably feel the same way I do. Half of them are gonna go back to the nostalgia, which rightfully so they're entitled to, and the other will just look at it as a adequate action movie.
It looks just okay, and I'm happy I skipped it, to be honest. Yeah. I don't think I would have liked it.
Yeah, probably not.
You didn't convince me.
Yeah.
Let's go to comments.
Yeah. I mean, my daughter's such a fan of Cobra Kai. I don't think she wants to see it.